examined by American Welding Society certified welding inspectors in accordance with ASME Boiler and Pressure Vessel Code. Hello, I'm Dana Colombo.
And I'm DJ Berger. We are AWS welding inspectors with NITC.
National Inspection Testing Certification is a recognized third-party certification agency to the piping industry. NITC tests and certifies personnel in the mastery and journey level within the plumbing, pipe fitting, HVACR, and related piping industries. NITC administers thousands of trade-related certification tests per year and issues credentials that are recognized worldwide.
The ASSE 6010 Medical Gas System Installer Certification is one of NITC's most popular credentials. This certification addresses the installation of medical gas and related piping within the scope of the NFPA 99 Healthcare Facilities Code. This test has two parts, a closed book written exam and a practical braze test.
The braze portion of the examination requires candidates to successfully pass a practical test by brazing copper tube in accordance with ASME Section 9. The candidate will braze 1.5 inch horizontal coupling and 1.5 inch vertical upflow coupling. The braze coupons are examined by American Welding Society certified welding inspectors in accordance with ASME Boiler and Pressure Vessel Code, Section 9.
This brings us to why we're here today. We are the CWIs who will be inspecting the test samples that you'll be submitting to NITC for inspection. We want to give you the information you need to properly prepare the required paperwork and submit quality braze specimens that should pass inspection. Should you need additional information, please contact us or visit our website at nationalitc.com.
Remember to use non-shedding abrasive pads for cleaning copper tubing and wear clean cotton gloves while assembling the test coupon. For the purpose of this test, NITC requires all test coupons to be deburred. Be sure to use clean stainless steel fitting brushes. Any contaminants on the copper could cause filler metal to not flow where required. This test assembly will require 2.5 inch roll or dimple stop couplings and 3 4-inch sections of 1.5 inch type L copper tubing. Assemble the test coupon, but make sure the tubing does not pass the coupling stops. Use the edge of a file or a hacksaw blade to mark what is to be the top of the horizontal section of the test coupon. Place coupon in the jig with the horizontal mark to your left. This will be the horizontal portion of the test. Adjust purge to 5 to 10 CFH. The use of nitrogen as a purge gas is mandatory. NITC recommends the use of an oxygen analyzer to test to make sure the purge is sufficient. Oxygen level must be under 1% before starting to braze. Make sure the torch will produce adequate heat for the size tubing that you will be brazing. Proper heat must be applied to the test coupon before the filler metal is applied. The filler metal will only flow where the heat is optimal. When using old filler metal rods, it is good practice to clean with abrasive cloth to remove contaminants. The angle of the flame should be so the filler metal goes where the brazier expects it to flow. Proper heat is a must. The brazier should be comfortable with the torch and be able to move the heat in and out as needed. Make sure, anytime you reposition the test stand, that the filler metal has had time to solidify. Remember, when brazing in the vertical position, you are fighting gravity. The heat of the section of the coupon you are brazing must be optimal to assist with capillary action. Any torch left in place for too long will erode base metal and possibly blow through. Care should be taken to make sure not to draw the cap in on the already brazed section of the coupon. Especially when using a brazed tip or a rosebud, care must be used. Too much heat in a concentrated area for too long will cause erosion of base metal. Keep the heat moving. Larger size tubing requires more heat. Choose heat source accordingly. The adequate spread of heat is essential for capillary action to occur. Without the proper heat, the filler metal will not flow where it is needed. Make sure the filler metal has had time to solidify before changing positions. Care must be taken not to draw in the cap on the already brazed portion of the coupling. When polishing the cut edge for inspection, a 120 grit flap disc works well, but care should be taken to avoid removing excessive base metal. Make sure to mark all sections of the test coupon with the last name, last 6 digits of your Social Security number, and an H or a V for the corresponding position. ASME Section 9 states, each side of the specimen shall be polished and examined with at least a 4-power magnifying glass. The sum of the length of the unbrazed areas on either side, considered individually, shall not exceed 20% of the length of the overlap. NFPA 99 states that any sign of erosion of base metal is unacceptable, and for this test is an automatic fail for that braze position. Be aware of your heat placement at all times. For this test, filler metal in excess on the exterior or the interior can be considered a failure. The use of nitrogen as a purge gas is mandatory. Any sign of oxidation on the interior is grounds for failure. This test is conducted in compliance with NFPA 99, ASSE Series 6000, and ASME Section 9. Let's review the braze test specification 15, which will be used in conjunction with the 1.5-inch med-gas braze test. Page 1 of the BTS 15 should be reviewed by the company representative and the brazer prior to the start of the braze session. The BTS provides essential information for completing the braze. Page 2 of the BTS 15 test is the brazer qualification record. This is a legal document that may exist for the lifetime of the brazer. It is a field fillable PDF form. Using a computer, it may be downloaded from the NITC website and completed by filling in as little as 5 fields. Once printed, it may be signed by the company representative supervising the braze session. The information on this form must be correct, in legible print, and signed by the company representative in order for NITC to process the session. You will want to verify the correct form is being used for the test that is being conducted. The mandatory test for the ASSE 6010 installer is the BTS 15. Beginning at the top of the form, type the brazer's first name, middle initial, last name, and suffix if applicable. Type the brazer's identification number, which will be the last 6 digits of the brazer's Social Security number. type the actual braze date for this session. Moving to the lower half of the form, you will see the first line is for the NITC representative or authorized testing representative. If an ATR is required by the training entity, employer, or jurisdiction, type the ATR's name who will be witnessing the session, along with the braze test date. Have the ATR sign where indicated. The ATR may be anyone other than the brazer. As NITC no longer requires ATRs for the braze session, this line may be left blank. Type the manufacturer or contractor's company name, followed by a slash and the company representative's name. The date should be the same as the braze test date. The company representative, whose name is typed on the BQR, must be present to supervise the braze session. The company representative must sign the BQR, stating to have been designated by the company as their representative for the braze session, and further stating that the company being represented owns a qualified brazing procedure similar or exact to the procedure referenced on the BQR. The following line is for NITC to complete and should be left blank. The bottom line of the BQR should remain blank. The brazer will provide a copy of this BQR to future employers to sign and retain, thereby taking responsibility for their employees' brazing. The completed BQR should be checked for correct braze date, ID number, spelling, and signatures. It will need to be placed in an envelope and shipped within the same container as the coupons. The BQR envelope will need to be protected from the coupons that may shift during transport. NITC offers additional medical gas braze tests to cover brazer performance qualification diameter ranges from 1/4 inch type L through 8 inch type K medical gas piping. The brazer performance qualification test table is located on the NITC website. It may be referenced when considering extending a brazer's qualification range. The table correlates test numbers to brazer performance qualification ranges based on nominal pipe diameters. As an example, let's look at the mandatory BTS 15 braze test. By qualifying on the 1.5" type L copper, an ASSE 6010 medical gas installer is qualified to braze 5/8 inch to 2 inch diameter pipe. If station inlets or outlets are to be installed, the brazer should consider also qualifying to the BTS 34, thereby extending the brazer's qualification range down to 1/4 inch diameter tube. Page 1 of each braze test specification outlines the parameters of the test and gives the brazer specific instructions for completing the braze. The company representative should provide the BTS to the brazer at the start of the braze session. Page 2 of the BTS is the brazer qualification record. Like page 1, the BQR is specific to each test. It must be properly completed and submitted with the coupons for inspection. Brazer continuity and requalification of NITC's additional medical gas braze test are tied directly to the brazer's initial BTS 15 qualification. NITC has also qualified 2 modified coupling tests. The BTS 4S EXT and the BTS 6S EXT were developed in compliance with the NFPA 99 provision for the modification of fitting cup depths to ASME B1650 standard for braze fittings. Beginning with the NFPA 99 2012 edition, the use of dimpling was added to assist in modifying fitting depths. NITC's modified cup tests may be used to qualify brazers for braze fitting depths on 2 inch through 8 inch type L pipe diameters. For additional information on all NITC services, please visit our website at nationalitc.com.